Hello everyone, Professor Glass here. Just wanted to reach out and kind of clarify a few things that we talked about this week. One of them is going to be prone, the other one's going to be supine. We're going to talk about pronation and supination as well as proximal and distal. But let's start with prone and supine. So remember, prone and supine is only a position. So if I ask a patient to lay in supine, they're going to be laying on their back. If I ask someone to lay in prone, they're going to be laying on their stomach. As opposed to pronation and supination, say of the wrist. So if the hand is like this or up, it's actually supinated. As soon as you roll your wrist over, that goes into pronation. So you have supination and pronation. That is an action, okay? So again, supination is hand up, palm up. Pronation is palm down, okay? And the next one is going to be proximal and distal. Remember in class I talked about the trunk area? Well, that's not incorrect, but I want to elaborate more on the extremities or the appendages, like your legs or your arms. So when we talk about distal, from the trunk or the attachment point, so the fingers or the phalanges are distal, further away from the shoulder joint, okay? Or if you want to think about like another area of understanding a landmark, think about the joint. So once you leave the trunk area and you go to, say, a joint, now that joint is the attachment or the origin that we're going to talk about. So if I say the phalanges or the fingers are distal to the elbow joint, that is true because it's further away. We're talking about the joint being a landmark, okay? But always going back proximal towards the trunk. But if you're not around the trunk, then always go to the joint. Another example, the wrist is proximal to the phalanges or the fingers, but the fingers are distal to the wrist. The wrist is the actual location or the landmark. Okay, so those are the things I wanted to touch base with. If you have any questions or concerns on that, we can talk more about it in class, but I just wanted to clarify those things. Have a blessed day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.